Believe it is almost October. I do not know where this year has gone. As you can see behind me, we are still in the process of renovating our kitchen, and I will tell you, it kind of fits with how I feel right now. I feel like everything is kind of stuck, and yet life is moving on. I don't know, I'm getting older. My daughter's getting older. It's almost Halloween and then the holidays. And yet I kind of feel like we are in a holding pattern. So I don't know if you're feeling this way. If you are, let me know. And if you are here, please say hello to me because I would love to say hello back to you. I have a couple of things I wanted to talk about. So I've been saying this for a while, but we have been super busy with our heads down working on our new product to help you make money. So from where we sit, we have Catch My Party and we have Milo Tree, our pop-up app, and we coach bloggers and we work with bloggers in a technically, we help them set up their WordPress blogs. And so we see a lot. What we have noticed is that people who have audiences are not they don't know how to monetize their audiences, right? So we're spending all of this time creating content for social media platforms, and we're on these treadmills, and we're hoping that we can make some revenue, through a revenue share like YouTube or Facebook, those kinds of things, like putting videos up on Facebook, videos up on YouTube, being in the creator programs. And what we said is hey, we want to empower creators to be able to make money off of these platforms. And sure, you can, if you have a blog and you've got traffic, you can make money via traffic. However, you need a lot of traffic to make a significant amount of money. So we are all about coaching people to create products. And when I'm checking my Facebook to make sure that I am live. Am I live? I'm not seeing myself. Hold on. Are you seeing? If you're seeing me, please. Okay, there I am. I am live. Okay. Anyway, we're all about you figuring out products to sell. Well, one of the best products you can sell, especially if you have an audience, is to create a membership. And why is this? Well, one, because you can create it with your audience in real time. Versus I go off and I'm going to create a course, and I will tell you, creating courses, it's time consuming, and you create the course and either one of two things potentially. Hopefully you sell it. Hopefully you have this built-in audience and they just want to buy from you. But one thing we see a lot is you build this whole course and you don't get as many sales as you would like. And that can be discouraging, especially if you put a lot of time into it. Or two, your content gets outdated, especially if you're talking about something where maybe it's, social media trends, something like that, and the world is changing and the seasons are changing. So that can be tough too. What's great about a membership is it's happening in real time. So therefore, we built something that we are just rolling out, and it is called, watch this, check this out. We're talking about Milo Tree Easy Payments, and this is a way for you to monetize your community. So what does that mean? Well, you sign up for an account and you connect a Stripe account to it to get paid, and you connect your current email service provider, because we integrate with MailChimp and MailerLite and ConvertKit and Aweber and ActiveCampaign and all of the major email service providers. And you put in your product details and whether you want this to be a one-off workshop or a one-off event or a monthly subscription or a yearly subscription, and you get what we call our Milo Tree Money button. It's really just a buy it now link, and you can share this on social media, in a blog post, in a newsletter, those kinds of things. And one thing that we also offer are free sales page templates that you can either build on Canva. Yes, you can build sales pages on Canva and actually publish them on Canva. So you end up with a URL that's like canva.com/whatever, but you can use that as a way to generate sales. And all you're going to do is take this link, this money button link, and connect it to the buttons in our sales page templates. And then you've got a sales page. And the other thing, we have Canva templates, and we also have HTML templates where you can put this on your WordPress blog and create a sales page. And we've got all of the fields that you get to fill in for your business. Super easy. We're even building out, though, something I'm very excited about, a very simple sales page. You type in a couple of fields and boom, we automatically create your sales page, give you a URL so that you can start selling it. So what our philosophy is how can we help you connect to best-in-class services to host your membership? And what I mean by that is, if you look out into the universe of membership platforms, so let's put Kajabi at the top because it's the most expensive and the most robust. And Kajabi offers you things like sales pages, and they offer you places to store your membership content, and they offer you email. And what we've discovered is people who are paying for Kajabi are also hacking it together with, say, their email service or all these other things. So we say, well, go host your membership wherever you want. You could do it on Facebook. You could host it on Zoom. It could be a paid newsletter, wherever makes sense on platforms that your audience is already familiar with and you're already familiar with. And then we'll just help you get paid, and we'll give you a dashboard to manage it. And we will give you these money button links so you can get paid, and we will integrate with your email service so you can contact your people via email. We just want to be a way for you to connect all these pieces of your business so you can get up and start making money by serving your audience. You don't need to, learn a new tech platform, nothing. If this sounds interesting to you, go sign up at milotree.com/easypayments. But here is the best thing. So again, here's the URL. Here's the best thing about it. No monthly fee, right? Kajabi is like $150 a month. No monthly fee. We only make money when you make money. We take a small transaction fee. So you could set this up today and figure it out over the next couple months. And as soon as you make money, that's when you start paying us, but not until then. And I have to tell you, this has been incredibly popular with our audience. When we have shared this with people signing up for MiloTree Easy Payments, they have said, wow, we really like this. So what we decided is we want to align with you. We want to be on your side helping you make money. So actually, if you sign up for an account right now, I will get on a free call with you and give you a free membership coaching call for half an hour, because that's how much I believe in you. And again, I want you to succeed, because if you succeed, we succeed. So that is my offer. Let me know if you're interested in that. Just sign up for an account and I will reach out to you. So again, here is the URL, milotree.com/easypayments. Okay, so that's what I wanted to really, I'm super excited about this. I just want to figure out ways for creators to monetize, especially as social media platforms continue to change. And I know everybody's so mad because Pinterest used to send us all lots of free traffic. And as their business model is shifting, it's harder to come by. Therefore, we need to always be looking for new ways to monetize. I am a big believer in selling products and services, and this is the easiest way. Also, let's say you decide you want to do a workshop one time and get paid for it. You're going to host it on Zoom, and you want people to sign up. Great. Sign up for MiloTree Easy Payments, put that as a product, one-time fee, and then we'll give you this money button link and sales page templates. Go set up your sales page and go start selling it and offer it to your audience. So that's really where we're starting and why I'm really excited about this, truly. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk about today is Google Web Stories. Do you know what Google Web Stories are? And if you don't know what they are, I need to tell you what they are, because as we are all looking for, hello, Clarita. Yes, I want to do a workshop. I need that money button. I love that. Yes, well, guess what? We will sign you up and we'll give you a money button very quickly. Clarita is our designer, and she's working with us on Milo Tree Easy Payments. And you just sent me these wonderful templates. I can't wait to get back to you on them, but I love them, and I think everybody else will too. I think it's going to be kind of magical to see how easy you can create a sales page and get up and start selling immediately. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about now is Google Web Stories, which are Google's way of competing with Instagram stories and Pinterest idea pins and their Facebook stories now and Snapchat and TikTok. And people go, well, what are these things called Google Web Stories and where do I find them? Well, typically you will find them if you have an Android phone. They show up on the Google homepage. If you have an Apple phone like this, you have to download the Google app and you will see them on the homepage on the Google app. Google app is free. Certain countries might not have them. I'm sure Google will be rolling them out, but if you're in the US, you can see what Google Web Stories look like. Now, what is cool about them is you can add links to these Google Web Stories. So these are things that are consumed on mobile, very much like Instagram stories. You swipe through them, you can have video, you can have images. Typically they have different panels, and we recommend somewhere between, say, 11 to 18 panels per Google Web Story. Now, how do you make them? You're like, what is this? Well, if you are on WordPress, there is a plugin that Google provides to make Google Web Stories. There are also some third-party apps you can use. I recommend, especially if you're on WordPress, using the plugin. And the truth of the matter is they are not that hard to create. What happens in WordPress is it pulls in your images from your media library, and you can just drag these images in. So let's say you did a blog post. Let's say you're a food blogger and you've got a recipe and you just posted it, and now those photos are showing up in your media library. Just drag in certain photos to tell, ready for it, a story. Now, is it a duplicate of your blog post? No, because in your Google Web Story, I was going to call a Google Web Story up, but I don't want to do that because I might mess it up. But in your Google Web Story, you can add links on every panel. Let's call them panels. And you can link to your recipe, say, on your blog. There's like it's like finding the sweet spot between making your story compelling so that people will be engaged with your content, but not giving away too much because you want to incentivize them to click to your blog. I will say that from the bloggers that we work with, bloggers are seeing boosts in traffic. In fact, in my most recent podcast episode, and I will share that. I didn't share that. Let's see if I can share this. In my most recent podcast episode, I interviewed my good friend Cheryl Norris, who has a beautiful food blog called Bakes by Brown Sugar. And she does recipes and desserts, some savory stuff, and it's just beautiful photos. And here I'm going to post this here so you can listen to this. Here we go. Here is the Google Web Stories post episode. Anyway, okay, what she has found, it has been so incredible for her that she has been able to get into Mediavine because of her Google Web Stories. It's driven that much traffic. Now, is every web story you create going to hit? It's not, which means you need to try out a variety of things. Now, she created 10 web stories, and from those web stories, some of them were huge and really hit, and others didn't. And that's kind of the hit or miss of the internet. You know, every piece of content you create, it's kind of the same thing. Some of them are going to take off, some of them are not. Anyway, but you will get these hits, these kind of boosts in traffic, and then they will come down, and then they might come back and come down. So it is about creating them pretty regularly. And what I always recommend is you start with your most popular posts, because you know that those posts somehow are hitting, they're like connecting with your audience. So build off of those posts. See if you can drive more traffic to those posts. So start there. Now, what it takes, there's a little bit of a learning curve when you start creating web stories. Like the first one might take a couple hours, let's say 2 hours to figure it out. What's great though is you can duplicate that web story to create your next one. So you just have to then, let's say, replace the text in each one and replace some of the images and change the link in your web story, and you've got a new one. And so, or you can create a template. Like there are actually templates that they offer, but you'll get the hang of it. And I have really found that once you've made a couple, two maybe, you will see they're easy to knock out. They really are. So your job is to find the sweet spot between giving enough information that you get people excited about this, but not too much so they don't click through. Now, one thing that I always recommend to make your story compelling is to think about upfront, what problem are you solving with this Google web story? Now, it might be it's a recipe, and so this, might be a delicious appetizer to serve at Thanksgiving or to serve with your family, or I don't know, at a potluck, that kind of thing. So I always, in my Google web stories for Catch My Party, say, what is the problem? Like, are you struggling to figure out what birthday theme to have for your daughter's first birthday? Well, guess what? Here are our top 10 birthday themes that you can then scroll through and see. And if you want more ideas, because in the blog post, let's say we've got 35 ideas, great, click and get more ideas. So it's like, I know so it's not just random, like, hey, here are some ideas. It's like, hey, what can we solve with this? So always be thinking about that. Think about that with your blog content, and think about it definitely with your web stories. Because again, you as a blogger and a creator, you solve problems for your audience. I can't say that enough. And you want these web stories to be entertaining. So therefore, you want them to be easy to consume on mobile. I wouldn't rewrite your blog post in your web story. I'd just add little snippets of text, beautiful photos, easy to, get somebody to want to continue to swipe through. So that's what I want to say. Also, and again, don't judge until you've made a couple of them, maybe 5, and then you can start to see if they're driving traffic. I recommend experimenting with doing both seasonal posts and evergreen posts. Like, I don't know, maybe your Halloween content will hit it right now because people want to be consuming that. But maybe it might be that, I don't know, that crochet pattern that is your number one post. I would do that as well. So go into your Google Analytics and see what your top 5 posts are and create Google web stories for those 5 posts. And do message me if you've been making them and what kind of success you're seeing. I'm seeing things like all over the board. Some people are like, it's not working. But I will tell you that the people who I have seen be consistent are getting results. And we're living in this kind of post-Pinterest world, that's what I'm going to call it, where Pinterest is not just driving traffic. You could just put up any sort of pin, you could repin it, you'd get a ton of traffic. That's harder to come by. So I think that I've noticed people leaning into the Google gods, SEO, that kind of thing, to drive more traffic. And I think that's a really smart strategy because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. Therefore, this is Google. There it is. This is Google Web Stories. I recommend you lean into these as well. I think this is worth your time. I think this leads, what I always say is when people are creating content for social media, let's say, I always go, what's your goal? And how does this move your business forward? Well, Google Web Stories, actually, they lead to traffic. And that's something we all want because traffic leads to money. That's it. Simple. Pinterest idea pins, it's much more of a circuitous route to how creating those actually leads to money. So think about this. And then, oh, by the way, you can take your Google Web Stories, you can take screenshots of your panels, and you can put them up on Pinterest as idea pins. And you might even figure out, I haven't yet figured out a way to convert them into Instagram stories, but I'm sure you can do that as well. Just take screenshots and upload. And probably I haven't even thought about it, but probably to TikTok as well. So just be thinking about this. First of all, if you watch this as a replay, would you put hashtag replay? 2, if you are making Google Web Stories, I'd love to hear from you about how it's going. And also, I'm ready for it. Wait. If you sign up for a MyLootry Easy Payments account right now, I would love to get on a call with you and do a half-hour coaching call where we could talk about how to grow your membership or your one-off workshop. It would be my pleasure to really help you dig in and think it through and use me as a sounding board so you can grow your business. So that's what I wanted to share on this Monday. I am leaving to go out of town on Wednesday. I'm going to go spend time with my mom in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm really looking forward to seeing her. I feel like I need to travel, and our COVID numbers here in Austin are going down, so I feel safer. I feel safer traveling. I'm very excited about that. So that is what's up with me. I also heard that our kitchen should be done before Thanksgiving. So that is my exciting calendar, date in my calendar. And once it's done, I would love to tour you around so you can see it and see what all this, plastic is all about. Okay, that's all I've got to say. I'd love to hear from you. Please reach out to me. You can contact me at Jillian@mylootry.com. And here we go, ready for this? I love my Ecamm. And check out my podcast, the Blogger Genius Podcast. If you go into Google and you search for the Blogger Genius Podcast, you will find it. It'll be the first one. And let me know what you think of my most recent episodes. If you've got guest suggestions, I'd love to hear that as well. You can tell I'm probably a little lonely here in my house, so I'd love to hear from you. That's all I want to say. Have a great rest of your Monday, and I will be back probably after my trip to North Carolina. All right, take care. Bye-bye.